This tile stacker I got many years ago. I have found it invaluable for working with making my own tiles, but not only making my own tiles, firing all my little bits and pieces of work. It is a great space saver in my studio. So I'm going to show you a little bit more about it. There are lots of different ways to fire your work. It depends also on the kiln that you have and the type of clay that you are using. I'm going to be talking about this kiln stacker. It's a tile shelf stacker. It is fantastic for stacking your tiles when you are making tiles, but it's also a really good way of stacking small items. The thing I love about this tile stacker is that once it's put together, it is really easy to use. And I'm just going to show you how that is done. So I'll pull it apart. These are made out of clay, and they're high-fired clay, so they are very sturdy. They have little rungs that go up, so you want those going up, not down. This is a 3-stacker. I find the 3-stacker very stable. There are 4 stackers, so it's up to you what you prefer. But I got the 3-stacker and I find it works really well. So you just get these and you pop them in to the slots in the holes. And they're a little bit wobbly, but when you put on the top, it locks it all into place. And now that it's still a little bit wobbly, but as we load the shelves, the kiln shelves into it, it will steady up. This particular stacker is designed for tiles that are 15 centimeters across. So it doesn't matter how long they are, they can be quite long. So this is a square 15 centimeter tile, but this is a rectangular one, so they both fit in. When you're working with this, I usually start from the bottom and work my way up. So you just slide it in and done. And the reason I like working from the bottom and sliding up is that it just is more stable from the bottom. You can go from the top and work your way down, but this is what I prefer for me. Now, with these particular flowers, if I have to put them on the shelf one by one, my kiln shelves are really quite thick and they take up a lot of space in the kiln, and I need a lot of them. They also take longer to heat up in the kiln, so I'm wasting a lot of electricity by heating thick kiln shelves. In using this with these tiles, I am saving not only my power, but space in the kiln too. So these are now stacked, they're ready to go. There's a space on the sides, so when I slide them in, they're not going to break. They're not going to touch the sides. I'm doing this as a demonstration on the table so you can easily see what I am doing. Ordinarily, you would put this together in the kiln and then you would slide each shelf into the stacker whilst this is in the kiln. It's a little bit hard to carry when it is loaded and trying to put into the kiln. Don't do that. And that is now ready to load into my stacker. Now, if you've noticed, I've actually left a gap between the tiles. The reason is some of these flowers are a little bit higher and they won't work as well. So that's just a little picture of the gap. So you can see there's a gap between the tiles here, and that means that the flowers are not going to touch the next tile up. The other thing that I do when I'm working with these tiles, these are commercial tiles that I have bought. You can make your own tiles, they will work just as well. What I will do is I'll put backwash or kiln wash onto my shelves. What the kiln wash does, it stops anything sticking to these tiles. In case I don't get all the glaze off the bottom, I know that I can still release them. I've got my kiln wash here, and what I'm going to do is just use my paintbrush and brush it on. You can be quite generous when you do this. It doesn't matter how much you put on, just make sure that the whole tile is covered. When I do this, I don't even wait for it to dry. I can still stack it almost straight away. So it really is very, very easy to do. The thing I like about backwash is that if these tiles get damaged or color transfers like it has here, I use test tiles and I put black writing on the back of my test tiles, and it's actually transferred to this tile. What I can do now is I can get sandpaper, I can rub that off, and then I can rewash it, and I will have a lovely clean tile again. These are just some plain tiles that I did earlier, and I've covered them with a clear glaze, and they will just slide in nice and easily. I now have this stacked and racked. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shelves of tiles stacked now, which is a great space saver for your kiln. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this really informative, could you please hit that like button? Remember to subscribe and ring that bell for more information. I'm Cheryl Hann-Woodlock from Hann-Made Studio saying thanks for watching. Bye.